Hey everyone, it's Moonkin FTW, and welcome back to yet another episode of the RCT3 Coaster Challenge, a series where I try to make a decent looking coaster for every single coaster type in the game, and there's a lot of them. In this episode, we're tackling the Giga coaster, and this one is actually going to be pretty quick in terms of design because I'm actually very acquainted with this roller coaster. I've made a few before, so I kind of know how the formula works and what works and what doesn't work. So. Yeah, when it comes to this one, what I really like to do is I try to focus on very smooth track pieces. So, the straight to steep, overbank turns, and 90-degree bank turns. I think those really help a lot. So the majority of the work is going to be, of course, in the scenery. And I'm using a lot of my pre-saved designs to make my life a whole lot easier. And there's a lot of them, actually. So I have pre-made designs for the slope supports. I have pre-made designs for the overbank turns and a few other pieces that I can use. So we're just going through the entire roller coaster and using whatever I can. So here I have some pre-made designs for the overbank turns, and it's all very easy to use. By the way, if I sound a bit nasally, it's because I have a cold and a bit unfortunate, but regardless, I'm still feeling okay. So yeah, just going through the roller coaster, and as you can see, it's all these pre-made designs that really work very well, and they help a lot in making this in making my life very easy and speeding up the process in terms of placing down all these custom supports. And we're going through this, and we're almost pretty much done when it comes to the support. So this way of working with these pre-made designs is just it helps so much making your life easier when it comes to building supports and for roller coasters. It's just amazing, and I love it. So we're just going to keep on going, and there's a few pieces, of course, where it doesn't always work, and it doesn't always work. So in some ways we're going to have to adjust and figure out some stuff a little bit, but that's okay, because if you look at the overall time spent versus if you would actually make all these supports individually, you would spend so much more time on this. Like, it could be hours maybe. So I'm very happy to have these pre-made designs that have helped me so far and will help me in future projects, because it's just, like I said, the difference is night and day. So I'm going to use this very simple design support to fill up the few remaining pieces that are still unsupported, so to say. And from there on out, we can now start focusing on the footers. But yeah, before we do that, I'm just going to finish some of these bigger supports here with some flanges and, of course, some horizontal beams. And that's my nose, excuse me. And yeah, we're just going to keep going until we've covered all the areas. So now that we've done that, we can move on to the footers. I'm, of course, going to place footers where there are supports. So every support has a footer. And then I forgot this support right here, so I'm just going to finish with this one as well. So the coaster is coming together quite nicely. I also like this color scheme. Again, I said it before, I'm a sucker for white supports with a different color in terms of track. And I really like yellow with white supports, so yellow track with white supports. I think that looks really great. So because these connector pieces are standard red, and of course the track is yellow, I'm going to have to do some repainting, which doesn't take a whole lot of time, but some pieces are a little bit annoying because the track covers those pieces. So I have to change the camera mode, and then really it's a bit finicky, but it's a small price to pay for, again, having so many pre-made supports that you can just plop down and you're done. So yeah, that's pretty much done. We're just going to focus now on the queue line and the exit, and of course the station. For the station, I'm using my standard design because this ride is not going to have any specific theming, because the Giga coaster, like I said, is one that I'm very acquainted with. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this particular coaster, because I've done many of these. So the biggest focus in terms of the designs will be on coaster types that I've never ever built before. And yeah, don't worry, we'll get to those very soon. But for now, we're just going to focus up this very nice and smooth Giga coaster. I'm very happy with the design, and I think the POV is going to be very smooth, very nice. But let's first focus a bit on the surroundings. So I'm going to make a lake here, and of course some trees to make sure that the area doesn't look very empty. So we're just going to go ahead and keep on building all these trees here. And that should be it, I think, because that's pretty much all there's to it. Though after this, there's a little bit of work left on the queue line, but the general layout and everything is kind of determined. And I think it looks quite nice. Once again, I really like that color scheme of yellow track and white supports. I think that looks quite nice. And this lake situated right next to the roller coaster, I always like that. I always like using the lakes and everything to kind of spice things up and make it a bit more nice. And yeah, those are pretty much the trees done. We're going to focus on the queue, so it's going to be the same colors as the ride. And of course, I'm going to use some canvas tents to kind of cover up the area a bit. So let's say it's a hot day, then the guests can chill under there. Final bit of pathing and of course some foliage. And that's pretty much it. That should be the end of our Giga coaster. Very happy with the way it turned out. I think the track is very smooth, looks very great. These trees are always the ones I use. It's kind of a standard choice of trees. But I think they just look really well. They are the large oak and the large Douglas. Together they look quite nice. I think they look really, it's kind of a standard selection of trees, but they look very, very nice. And yeah, I know I used that station a bit before, but it's a station I copy-paste a bit, but I just really like the design of it, so that's why I copy-pasted a lot. So yeah, let's check it out here. We have some good stats as well. High excitement rating, very low nausea. It's probably because I'm using a lot of overbank turns. So I'm going to go ahead and save this design. At least I'm going to name it for now. I'm going to save it maybe later, but for now it's all good. And yeah, that's pretty much the Giga coaster done. Well, let's check out the POV and see what it's like to ride this beast. So here we go. Of course, we're going to start off by making our way to the lift hill. And it's a pretty fast lift hill, so that's nice. Yeah, we're almost there. Heading towards the big drop. Here we go. Yeah, that's quite a bit of height. Into the first kind of, I guess, airtime hill is what you can call it. And then we have this large overbank turn. Nice speed through there. Then another overbank turn into a quick transition. And into some 90-degree bank turns. That's nice, very, very fast pacing. I like it. Into a small overbank turn. And then some final 90-degree banked corners turns into the brake run. Nice. Yeah, that's very nice. It's not too crazy, not too unusual, whatever you want to call it, not too quirky, but it's a solid, nice, very smooth design. Yeah, that's what I like about the Giga coaster. If you know what you're doing, you can make some very smooth and very clean designs. So definitely like this one. Another one in the bag. I'll be back with episode, I believe, 15. And as for now, I want to thank you for watching and have yourself a wonderful day.